Hello, how are you today? I'm just checking to make sure that I'm on, and it looks like I am. Oh, good. So happy to have you here today. It's a little bit of a different time than usual, but I'll be back to my 4 o'clock next week. Thank you so much for allowing me to come at a different time today. I have a fun fold for you today, but first of all, I want to talk to you about some things Stampin' Up. And hey, Faith. And first of all, I want to remind you that Celebration is going on now, and it will be over on February 28th. So you only have a little bit over a week to take part in the celebration freebies. So keep that in mind. You can order from me at lovetocreate.typepad.com. You can go to my online store, and I'd love to help you out with that. And then I also want to talk to you about a free class that I'm offering during the month of February with a $50 order. I'm sending out this little note card holder. This is using the Flower and Field free designer series paper. So I'll send you the folder already folded up to help me with shipping. Hey Nancy, hey Tanya. And then I will send you the supplies to make these 4 note cards and the front of the folder. So in the class, you would get the 4 note cards and the supplies to make those cards, and that will be free with a $50 order. I do have a host code. I don't have that written down right here, but I will try to add it to my video after I'm over. Okay, so lovetocreate.typepad.com. You can go from there. I do have this posted on every blog post for the last couple weeks. Now, if you are a demonstrator and you would like to have this class, I can still send this to you. It would be $15, and you are also with free class or with purchasing it for $15, you're going to get a PDF emailed to you, and you will get, I have a video. The video is actually in 2 parts because my phone cut off near the end, and I didn't want to redo all of it. So just to remind you that this is available for a little bit over a week left now. So there you go. The fun fold that we're going to do today, I'll pull in our first card that we have. Let me say hey to Faith again, Nancy, Tanya, Tina. Thank you so much for joining me today. This fun fold, I was at my sister's house, and she showed me a card that she had made, and I'm using the fold that she showed me, and it actually came, I think, from Rachel Tessman. So anyway, there you go with that. I'm trying to figure out which way to move my pad so that it's in the right direction, and I think it's opposite of what I think. So anyway, we'll see how that goes. So anyway, when you open it, this is called a swing fold card. And it's really pretty easy. It looks difficult, but it's really pretty easy. And the first card that we're going to make is using the Sweet Ice Cream bundle. And I've noticed that the Sweet Ice Cream bundle is not orderable at this time. And it has the date of February 22nd listed on the website. So hopefully that's when that will come in. That's not that far away. We're going to be using the stamp set. Let me pull that over here up above. And we'll be using the punch. Now, the stamp set, I think you can get. It's the punch that's not orderable right now, and it will be in, like I said, a little bit later. So we'll be using this. I'm also going to be using this Blackberry Bliss ribbon, which is part of the suite that you can find on page 48. I'll turn to that in just a minute. And we're also going to use some of these little, what are those called, sprinkles as well. So let me turn in the book to page 48 and show you. Here are some of the samples that they have made using that. Here's the paper and the stamp set. There's the ribbon and the sprinkles that I talked about. So pages 48 and 49. And let me pull in the paper and show that to you. I've got some little pieces here. So this piece is perfect for the ice cream cone. Here's the other side. And you can see the drawings have that same look to it. This is Calypso Coral. And that's really pretty. We have artists that paint all of these things. And I'm going to show you in a minute how to use some of that. Here, I've got everything upside down, don't I? We've got the ice cream cones. And this looks like the sprinkles. Susan. And here are the dots and some more of those watercolor blotches. Here's the stripes and the ice cream popsicles. And then the Blackberry Bliss diagonal stripe and some more of the watercolor blotches. So let's get started with the card that we're going to make. I'm going to move a little bit of this out of the way and pull it in as we need it. Okay. So let me pull. This is my little kit that I've gotten together, and I'm going to change a little bit what I made in the sample, but it'll be very close. So I'm going to cut and score this inside piece with you, and the measurements, now I'll have this on my blog on Saturday. The measurements for the base of this is, well, not the base, but the inside is 5 1/4 by 8. Now you know that this piece is 8 1/2. So I'm just going to cut off 1/2 inch, and I'm using here's where the cutting area is. So I'm using this measurement over here on this side and going to the 1/2. And that's going to make my paper 8 inches wide. And then I want it to be 5 1/4. Okay, so I'm just putting that on the 5 1/4. And we'll cut that. And then I'm going to use the scoring blade and score this at 2, 4, and 6. So 2, 4, and then all the way over 6. Okay, so that's all there is for the inside. I'll get this out of the way. And to fold this, I'm going to fold it from the center and then actually I'm going to wait and do some stamping, and then we'll fold the rest of that. So I'm going to back up just a little bit and go to the base, which is going to be Blackberry Bliss. And this is the 5.5 by 8.5 and scored down the middle at 4 1/4. And I'm going to glue my designer paper on. This is 4 by 5 1/4. Did I say 5? I think I'm okay. I got myself a little flustered here, and I'll be fine, except my glue doesn't want to come out. Okay, I've got a little pin, but it's not in this room. There, okay. Hopefully that'll be okay. I'm going to glue this just around the outside. And I do not recommend that you do that. In fact, I'm going to get a piece of paper and get some of that off. You know, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen while you're live. Okay. So I'm going to hold this and attach that. And then we are going to cut out this shape. And to do that, I'm glue on my hands now. To do that, we're going to be using the stitched nested labels. And I'm going to be using, can't remember exactly which one. Okay, this one right here. So I'm going to pull in my cutter and we will cut that out. And I'm just going to kind of guess at the center of that. So on my cutter, I have my base plate number 1, my adapter number 2, and then I've got number 3, it's upside down, and then I'm going to open my card and lay this in the middle, and if it's not exact, it's going to be all right. And then I'm going to cut. Oops. Okay. And this might shake. And I'm just going to run it right through just to get it back on this side because it really doesn't need to be run through twice. Okay, let me move this back out of the way. Okay. Now you can use this for something else. In fact, I did get glue in the center, but you can still use this for another project if you wish, but we won't need it here. And I don't think I use my button folder there. Okay, now we're ready to work on the inside again. And I'm going to bring in my Stamparatus, and we're going to put on the inside the treat yourself. And I'm just going to try to figure out kind of where I've got it side to side, but kind of where I want it on the card, and it's really not make a lot of difference. So we will ink this up with Blackberry Bliss. And you don't have to use the Stamparatus for this, but if you want to be able to re-ink, and that F over there I think could use a little more ink, the Stamparatus is the way to go. Okay, there you go. So we have that. the way, and I'm afraid I'm really bad about getting Blackberry Bliss all over the place. So I have already folded it once this way, and now I'm just going to take it and fold it over toward the words like this. So each one of these little sections is 2 inches. So what you're going to end up having is not what I have. Oh yeah, it is. Okay. You'll end up having something that looks like that. Okay. And I'm wondering if I've got mine. No, it's okay. Actually, mine is folded backwards. Somehow or another, I didn't do that exactly right. We'll work with it on the other one. Well, actually, so it should have been, okay, what I did is I folded it with this, fold it so that your words are on top, and then fold it over this way. I'm sorry. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some designer paper because I want to fancy this up a little bit. So each one of these is 2 inches by 5 1/4. So I'll cut some of the paper. This is different from my sample, and I cut it at 1 7/8 by 5 1/8, I believe. Yes. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. So we'll put one here. I'm afraid I have glue everywhere now. And then we'll do this other one. And the one that I showed you, I didn't put any paper on this section. And then later I decided that I needed it. Okay. So we're going to glue this in. Just that one little section right there. And we're going to glue that in over here. Okay. And we're just going to go ahead and fold this over like this, so that this shows, this flat part here shows, and that's going to be right there. And I went ahead and cut out that very same shape in Whisper White, Basic White, excuse me. And we're going to go ahead now and make our ice cream cone for that. Okay. I think my problem today is that I made this about 2 weeks ago, and I sat here and thought about it before we started, and I thought I knew exactly what I was doing. Okay, so we're going to find that piece that looked like the cone, and I'm just going to, I don't want to waste my paper, I'm just going to kind of go right in there, and there's my cone. And then I'm going to use the splotchy paper to do the actual ice cream. So I'm going to, you can tell where I've done it before, I'm going to tear some of those little pieces and get them out of the way. And I'm just going to kind of come in here and get that where I want it. Let's see, do one here. So there's one of my scoops. And then I think I'll do the other one there. Okay. So I think that makes some tasty looking ice cream and pretty easy to do. So we'll add these with dimensionals. So let me add my cone. Now, you may hear my husband play banjo in a few minutes, or he might be leaving. I'm not sure. He's got a class, and I forgot to shut my door here, so you might hear him if he practices a little bit before he leaves. I told him that I didn't think you would mind. Okay, so we'll add one this way and one this way. Now, I kind of want to keep it on this without it going over very much. And I'm going to get a glue dot, sorry about that, and put it right under here. Okay, now we're going to take our glue and we're going to put glue right in this section right here. We don't want it over here, just want it in this section. So we're in essence just gluing half of this down. Right now I'm just praying that this works because it seems like I'm a little out of it here. Okay. And so now what we're going to do is, see, we've got this so that it's like that. Now we want to glue this piece down here. So I'm going to put my glue here. And of course you don't want to put it under this section. So I'm just going to put it around this other way. And then we're going to shut the card. Well, Faith, I do think this bundle will be available a little bit later. It does work. Yay! There we go. There's the inside. And for the outside, we are going to add our bow. As I said, I made this with this Blackberry Bliss striped sheer ribbon is what they call it. And then, so let me get a glue dot. We'll add our bow. And I'm just going to lay that on there. And then where the bow is, where the glue dot is showing, I'm just going to kind of bend it back. And this is going to go right in here. And then I'm going to add some of the Purple Posy sprinkles to that. So let me just add, hopefully this will come out in just tiny bits. We'll do one there and here, and maybe a couple there, and one there. Oh, okay. So I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool to pick those up. And put them on there. And then that glue is going to dry clear. It might be a little bit shiny if it oozes out, but these sprinkles feel a little bit like, they feel a little bit like the Fun Foam, but they're not as thick as that by any means, and they're not wanting to stay on for me now. They did on the first card, and then put one here. I think it might be that I've got so much of this stuff sticking out here. I either have too much or none. Okay, so here's the card. Now let me get my sprinkles back in. I need to make a shaker card with those. And so here's the first one I made, and here's the second. And let me show you the difference in the paper that I put on the inside. So here I have it on 2 places, and here I have it on 1. I like it with the 2. Even though I don't know, maybe I shouldn't have the ice cream cone and ice cream cone. But anyway, there we go. There's our first card that we made. And let me put that out of the way. And for the second card, we're going to be using another set of things that are not orderable right now. I don't know how I lucked up to pick out the not orderable things. But again, this one is saying that on February 22nd, they hope that it will be available. So let me show you the stamp set. This is the stamp set that is in the catalog, and it also has a punch. We aren't using the punch today, but this is the punch that is not orderable right now. I believe the stamp set is available, but it's the punch. There's also something else in the celebration. Like I said, that's going to be around until February 28th. You can earn the Berry Blessings stamp set, and then it comes with a set of designer papers. So let me show those to you. This is called the Berry Delightful paper. Okay, Nancy, I hope you do try it. This is the paper we're using today, and the other side we're also using today that has the blueberries. This one has just, I love the shades of green in that. It looks like the raspberries. Here's some blackberries and shades of rich raspberry. I love this plaid, I guess you would call it, and strawberries, and then my favorite, the green, and all of the berries together. And then this looks like the seeds and strawberries. So we're going to be using this paper, and what I'm saying is that you can get these things with a $100 purchase. During celebration, you can get them for free. So let me put that out of the way, and we'll get started on the card. So for this one, I have already cut the inside. I didn't see that you needed for me to cut and score that again. But I'll go over with you that the base is 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4 1/4. The paper for the front of the card is 4 by 5 1/4, and I will have this up on Saturday. The two little pieces that I'm going to put on the inside are the same size as the other one, which is 1 7/8 by 5 1/8. And then this is 5 1/4 by 8, and it scored 2, 4, and 6. Okay, so let me show you the inside of this one. And then the only thing with this one is my little bow gets in the way. And I will go ahead and stamp this. Okay, I'm trying to move some things out of the way today so that I don't lose everything under everything. So I'm going to turn this around. And we're using the saying, you always have a way of making my day. And that is from the Berry Blessings, the free stamp set. And I'm going to want it about there. And I'm going to be using Pacific Point to do this. Well, hey, Martha. I gave you credit for showing me this fold. I've enjoyed it. Okay, so there we go. And we're through with the Stamparatus. Okay, and I am going to go ahead and cut out the space for the front. So let me add this. And again, it's going to be better if you just do it around the very outside, and then you can use what you cut out on another project if you wish. I'm not sure I did that. Okay, and I'm going to pull in the cutting machine and cut that out, and I'm using the Stitched So Sweetly dies, and we're going to use this larger one right here for the front of that. So let me move a few things out of the way. Oops, sorry, that was my chair. Same sandwich as we had before. Don't forget to open the card, because you don't want to cut through everything. And then I'm just going to place this in the middle, the best that I can guess. And again, my table might shake. Okay, let me move this back out of the way. Hungry, Tina. Okay, so here's what I cut out, and mine didn't glue together, so you can see you can use those on something else if you choose. Okay, and I've got this Okay, so I'm going to fold it in half, and then I'm going to fold it, I hope that's the right way, in half again. Yes, that gets me my shape that I wanted, so on there. Okay, so this part is what you're going to glue in here, but you're just going to put glue on this first section here. So I'm just going to hold my hand there. I'll know where to put my glue. And then we'll center that there. Now I probably should have gone ahead and added my little papers, but I will do that now. So one will go. I couldn't decide if these had a direction to them or not. You can let me know if you see one. Okay. And we'll add this piece here. Okay. Then we're going to close this over, so this is lying flat. We'll close our card. And this is where we'll put our centerpiece in a minute, but I guess we ought to decorate that. Okay. So for the words, I'm using Just For You, and that one is from the Sweet Strawberry stamp set. So I've got some of these from the Sweet Strawberry and some from the Berry Blessings. And I'm just going to take my stamp and put it down here, kind of out of the way. And then we'll work on the berries. So I'm going to do the berries and the stem in Garden Green. So let me ink that up. And I'm going to just put that right in there. And then to fill that in, Faith, good, I'm glad you're liking what I'm doing. I'm going to use the more solid, but I'm going to stamp it off. And let me stand up here and see if I can. Okay. That's not too bad. I'm kind of proud of that. All right, and then from the berries, I'm going to use an outline of Night of Navy. And it's going to go, it's hard to stamp this sitting down. Let me, like this. And then I'm going to fill the inside of that up with the Pacific Point. I still managed to get something underneath something else, but I found it. Alrighty, and we will fill in our berries. Not so great. And I can see that I did stamp that off when I made that originally, so it does look better stamped off. but we will move on. So I have a bow that I'm going to add with a glue dot on here. And you might want to be aware, like I say, when I close this, my bow is getting caught. So just kind of be aware that you kind of get that on the card. I think I probably need to move it down. And probably should have made a little bit smaller bow. I just thought it needed a bow. Okay, so we're done with that. And I'm going to bring back this card. And we are just going to glue right in this section here. You're just going to be gluing on half of this. And just fit it right inside where you cut it out. Okay, and then open it, and your rest of the glue will go around in this area. And you don't want to go under this piece, but you can get kind of close to it. Okay, and then I'm just going to close this and press. Okay, so when I open it, this is the way it will look. And then I'm going to add just a few embellishments, and that is with the Elegant Faceted Gems. I love these. Okay. And I was looking for my Take Your Pick tool, but I'll just use this. So I'm going to use ones that are kind of white, and I'm going to put them kind of where the darker blue is. And I see I've gotten glue all over my hands. Not glue actually, but ink. Maybe I'll put this one over in here. All right, so there's the blueberry card. So today we used, put my lid on my glue. Today we did a swing fold card, and we made one using the ice cream cone, sweet ice cream bundle. With the ice cream cone builder punch. And then we did another one with the sweet strawberry bundle. And we did not use the strawberry builder punch, but we did use the sweet strawberry, the berry blessings, and or sweet blessings, no berry blessings, and the Berry Delightful Designer Series paper that you can get from free from Celebration. So here are two cards. Last week's cards are going to be given to Teresa LaFawn. She had commented last week. All right, so let me remind you again about the free card class with order that you can get. Or you can purchase this for $15. If I have to mail it to you, that has been $1.60. So it'd be $15 plus shipping. So thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate it so much. Have a wonderful next few days. I hope you stamp. Here in North Carolina, those of you that are watching, I think a lot of you are from here, we're expecting an ice storm tonight. So let's hope that maybe that doesn't happen. Have a wonderful day, a wonderful rest of the day. Bye-bye. Thanks for joining.